Good afternoon, everyone. It's me again, Al Brown Spencer. Today is Tuesday, the 13th of April 2021, and it is quarter past 2 in the afternoon. So it's 3 hours since I posted the previous video about leafleting, and I'm just gonna show you. This is a bag full of leafleting envelopes, and I'll show you as well some of them. So these, I think they are about 300, just about less than 300 in total, 300 envelopes, and about 50 or 60 leaflets. The difference is these envelopes I post in people's doors or letter boxes, and these ones I give to people that I actually meet in person in on the street and feel that they are genuine enough to actually help, and they are not manipulated in any way, form, or shape. And when I say manipulated, that's because the authorities are trying to make it look like a game, and they send people where I start leafleting to collect these leaflets pretending to be normal people and so on. So please, if you are manipulated, stay away from me. This is a genuine case, and by being manipulated by the authorities, thinking that this is a game or fun or whatever, you are actually harming me indirectly. I pay money for this, and you don't want to know my financial situation. And this is a way that I am fighting. So please do not waste my money. Anyway, guys, I am ready to go now to do leafleting, and I'm gonna be leafleting in about 2 or 3 areas today. One of them is Christchurch, and the other one in Winton, and maybe I'll go to Southbourne or something. It depends on how much area I can cover in each part. Anyway, guys, please, if you watch this, support. And by the way, I want to send a message to the British authorities and any authorities out there or anyone who were manipulated by these cunts in the country where I was born. First of all, I would like you to know that my first and worst enemy is the people from the country where I was born and the authorities from the country where I was born. And when I say enemies, they made themselves enemies by carrying on interfering in my life and having their authorities over me and giving bullshit accusations and in order to keep me under their authorities. So these are my real enemies. And if there is a worldwide or international system that is putting the UK or the British authorities tied in a treaty or whatever and allowing this, first of all, I want to say that there is no power in the world and no authority in the world should have the authority or the power or the say and the capability of using, abusing, torturing, or violating anyone's human rights, no matter what. If someone is committing an offense or you think they are committing an offense, wait until you actually have evidences against them that they are actually red-handed, quote, red-handed and doing something bad, and then you can fairly put them to trial and so on. However, this is not in the case in what happened to me. They accused me of false accusations to keep me under their authorities, and they used, abused, tortured, and my human rights were violated in every way, shape, and form. And the British authorities have no excuse to allow, facilitate, participate, and actually do to me what was done to me, which I am determined to make a public case and let everyone know and get those responsible punished. Have I said that if the British authorities were under pressure and forced to accept this by any international treaty or force or whatever, I will testify in the international court, and after taking this to the human rights court, and I will give evidences and so on, and you can say the truth, and I will stand by your side in terms of that if you were forced to accept this by any treaty or any international treaty, criminal, surveillances or whatever, because I know for sure these cunts in the country where I was born made it look like I was a criminal or doing something wrong in order to gain surveillance over me and their authorities over me, even here in the UK. So if you allow this willingly, you are 100% liable for every kind of punishment and compensations. If you did this because you were forced by any treaty or you had to, and so on, then you're still liable. But in this case, you can give this and give these details to the international court in order to convict these cunts in the country where I was born and get them punished. And when I say so, it doesn't matter whether they are relatives or non-relatives. And if they were relatives, I promise you, they were used and still used as the front for what was done to me and what they are still doing to me. The proof of this, I have been under a scheme, or they call it, I don't know really how to explain this, but when they target someone, they actually put you or put your general health under their authorities, so they can poison you with any chemicals to keep you in a condition or a state that they want you to be in for any reason. Because if they decide that they will eliminate you or kill you like they do with other people, this kind of health condition or health blah 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 will turn into a chronicle or suddenly a disease that they can actually kill you with it, pretending that it was a natural death. And I'm gonna give 100% details, so please don't jump to conclusion and think I'm paranoid about it or deluded or took this from a movie or whatever. This is 100% happening, and that's what happens to people when they target them in order to actually eliminate them or whatever. And sometimes you don't have to have like a health condition for years or whatever. It can happen like in a month. You had cancer and it happened, blah blah blah. And I promise you, it happened to many people, and hopefully no one who's watching this will experience this. So anyway, get in touch to know about all of this. The conditions that they put me in, my digestion system and my glands were being targeted by them for over a couple of years or 3 years or even longer. Even, it's complicated. I have to give details and things in details with dates and all of this and what they do, blah blah blah. But my digestion system and other functions in my body were targeted by them, and I have no diseases in terms of chronic diseases, and nothing wrong with me whatsoever. However, it's them chemically poisoning me. The only way to prove this before you jump to conclusion blah blah blah, that someone needs to eat and drink exactly what I eat and drink. So share the food and drink I eat and drink, and they must not eat or drink anything else because they can get the antidote for the chemicals they put in the food, and then I will get the symptoms and they won't get the symptoms, and I would look like I'm claiming this or making this up or blah blah blah. So the only way is someone must share the same food, the same. And when I say share the same food and drink, for example, if I buy a drink, it's not like you buy the same drink from the same shop. You have to drink the same drink. So if I buy a can of Pepsi, I have half, you have half, and so on. And you must not eat or drink or get exposed to any other food or drinks or chemicals or anything, because they can give you the antidote. This is the only way. And if anyone out there watching this and being targeted by the authorities and they think they are being poisoned, this is the only way you can prove it. And if you start to get medicine and you feel worse or the same, or cause you any other things, I promise you, this is what they do. The medicine that you buy already has what causes you the problems and troubles, and this is the chemical agents they put there. People will buy it and drink it or eat it or take it, and they won't have the symptom because the chemical agent pass through the system without combining with any chemical agents to cause you cause you. So anyway, I will give more details about this, and again, I'm making it clear: the country where I was born, the authorities there made themselves my enemies, and they are the ones responsible for everything that happened to me and was done to me for a long, long, long time. And I'm going to give 100% enough details about everything I know, from assassinations, from things that happened to me and other people. It's unbelievable. And by doing this, I am not making myself liable to be assassinated or eliminated or put under surveillance, which is I'm already under, and so on. But again, this is a ferocious and real fight between me and my enemies, who are the country where I was born. And when I say so, I'm not trying to say that I hate the country where I was born or the people there, blah, blah, blah. I actually love everyone and love people and I have no problem there. But I cut all ties with the country where I was born, and that will happen forever until I die. And they are the enemies. I'm talking about the authorities, whether relatives and non-relatives. And when I said, if they claim that it's a relative, which I am sure they are using a relative of mine that they appointed or whatever to be the front, it's just manipulation, and they are using them for this cause. So please, if you are from the British authorities and you're watching this, and you had to or you were forced to accept or facilitate what was done to me, let's take this to the International Court and the Human Rights Court, and you need to give all the details and so on for this international treaty between you and the country where I was born that forced you to facilitate and, let them or allow them to do what was done to me on your soil, after even having the British passport and so on. And we can take it further. As for my compensations, this is not negotiable. My compensations, number one, financial and moral. And again, the United Kingdom, after what was done to me, is not a country that for me to live or have a future, despite all what I said in terms of if you were forced to. Even if you were forced to, that does not justify that, or, you know, erase from my memories and from my existence that all of what was done to me here in the UK was done to me by British people. If you know what I mean. So, in other words, please support, and if you are from the British authorities and you are forced, I will stand by your side until we get through this and get these cunts from the country where I was born punished and get my compensations. And you are still liable and you will have to be questioned, yet you can give the details for all what was done to me and why you were forced to facilitate this or cooperate with them and so on. And if there is any treaty or international treaty between you and the country where I was born that forced you to do so, you can give details to the court, which can take this further. As for the case that I presented to the court, they contacted me today saying the fees. They are contradicting themselves. I already sent them first email. They said the fees must be paid or apply for exemption from the fee or help with fee, which I did 2 days after I sent the first email and the application, which is like weeks ago. And there is no way, what justification they are contacting me now when it's supposed the application for the help with fee come back to me and say, yes, your help with fee application is accepted, carry on or proceed your court case. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I applied for help with fees for this court case, and that must be done first, and so on. So there is no point of contacting me now telling me that this case needs to blah 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 fees and all of this, which I already applied to be exempted from. So anyone who's watching this who can help, who can get this to public. And by the way, I just emailed Dorset police and I informed them that I am protesting this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, in Bournemouth Square, almost all day on Saturday and all day on Sunday, and I will be holding a sign and leafleting for everyone who's interested to know more. So please get in touch. Let's get this to the public. Let's get these cunts from the country where I was born, whether they are strangers, relatives, or whatever fucking cunts they are. They have to be punished, and I have to get my compensations. And for the people here in the UK, the other cunts who did it willingly, not forceful, or they weren't forced, they must pay the price as well. As for those who were forced by any treaty or whatever, they can give details in the court of law, and I'm sure the court of law will keep this in consideration when they sentence them or punish them for what was done to me. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for your time. Please get in touch if you can help. My name is Al Brown Spencer. I live temporarily at room number 1, that's 135 West Hill Road, Bournemouth, BH2 5EG. My mobile number is 07465920 and my email address is a for alpha dot b for bravo dot spencer at hotmail.com. If you cannot get hold of me by the email or via phone or by phone, please in person you can meet me and I will give you all the details you need. And if you cannot find all my videos on YouTube, please contact me in person and you can be my witness in the court of law to prove that the authorities are blocking the contents and my videos on YouTube, or editing it, or changing the material that I post on YouTube for their own benefit. Thank you very much for your time and for your patience, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you. Take care.